Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Salatu wassalamu ala Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wasallam. I begin in the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful. And I offer my peace and blessings upon Prophet Muhammad. And I offer my peace to everyone here in attendance, Muslim, non-Muslim, but all American nonetheless. As a, I'm still in shock right now for what happened. As a second-year dental student who recently got married, who has a sister-in-law, this is something that really hit home. And the more I've learned about these three individuals, Dia, Yusur, and Razan, the more heartbroken I am for what has happened. And I offer my sincerest condolences to the families and friends of these three individuals. These individuals dedicated their lives to the service of people, especially people in need. And they exemplify what it means to be a Muslim. And they exemplify what it means to be an American Muslim. But I'm encouraged right now by the solidarity that I see in America, by what I see here today. I'm encouraged to see that people of all walks of life have come to support these three beautiful souls. There's been much talk about the motives behind these horrific murders. Was it over a parking space? Was there an element of hate involved? What we do know is that there's an investigation going on, and we will respect that investigation and what it brings. And we appreciate that Eric Holder recently has said that there will be a federal probe to supplement the investigation of what happened, so that we will know in a better sense what exactly happened. But I think it's important for us to recognize why the American Muslim community is finding these developments as so shocking, and why we're fearful that this may be a hate crime. Because one thing that you cannot deny is that there are entities, there are institutions in our nation that are influential, that are well-funded, that want to see Muslims marginalized. And you have seen a spike in anti-Muslim bigotry in the past couple of years. You have seen anti-Muslim hate crimes happening in the past couple of years. Just yesterday, a Muslim community center in Houston was burnt down, and it is being considered a case of arson. There are institutions that want to hold a narrative where Muslims are never victims, where their dignity and feelings are disposable, where hardworking, life-saving, community-building stars of this nation are still considered the other, whose faith, according to an Oklahoma State representative, one Oklahoma State representative, is a cancer in America. But let me say this, as I look at this crowd, as I look at individuals from all walks of life, there is nothing more fearsome to these institutions than seeing what I'm seeing today. By seeing this collective love and solidarity for these three beautiful people. To our fellow non-Muslim American brothers and sisters who are supporting us today, understand that Islam commands us to be a people who stand up for the vulnerable, who aim to elevate the vulnerable regardless of religion, regardless of race or anything else. If you are unfortunate enough to experience such problems, we will be there with you. We should be there with you. Not only does our faith command us to do this, but the beautiful souls that we remember today reminded us of that. They took that spirit of helping others that is so entrenched in the Muslim faith, and they brought it to life. And I want to share a story about our Prophet, a story that's always touched me when it comes to this idea of supporting the vulnerable, supporting the oppressed in the name of humanity, something that all three of these individuals did. And it's a story that I actually shared with my youth group yesterday as part of a discussion on Black History Month, to honor the contributions and struggles of a community that I feel that many Americans, even now, don't fully appreciate. And this event took place in the early years of the Prophet's preaching. The Prophet Muhammad was walking by and he saw a black Ethiopian slave being tortured. His name was Bilal. And he went back to his small group of Muslims at that time, his small group of companions, and he said, "Who will go and free Bilal? Who will go and free this black Ethiopian slave?" And his best friend Abu Bakr said, "I will." And so Abu Bakr goes, and he goes to the man that's torturing Bilal. His name was Umayyah. And he says, "How much will it take for me to free Bilal?" And Umayyah says, "I will sell him to you. I will sell him to you for 10 gold coins," which was a significant amount at that time. But Abu Bakr goes back to his house. He grabs the coins and comes back and he gives it to Umayyah. And Umayyah starts laughing. And Abu Bakr says, "Umayyah, why are you laughing?" And Umayyah responds, "I swear that Abu Bakr, if you had haggled with me, if you had bargained with me, and asked for a single gold coin for this black Ethiopian slave, I would have given it for a single black coin, for a single gold coin." And Abu Bakr responds back, he says, "I swear to you, if you had haggled with me and asked for 100 gold coins, I would have given you 100 gold coins for this man." This is one of the few instances of our history, of our legacy, where we show that we support those who are downtrodden, we support those who are oppressed. It is a legacy that these three individuals, Dia, Yusr, and Razan, brought to life. And that's why it's so important to talk about this. The work of these three individuals, their countless hours of community service, elevating the vulnerable here in our local communities, and also their plans to travel abroad, to Turkey, to support Syrian refugees. The fact that Dia and Yusr were only a couple weeks into their marriage and they were planning on doing this. It is absolutely incredible. We know that these were Muslims that not only knew about their faith, but they practiced it. They brought it to life and they lived their faith. And there are many competing definitions and depictions of who Muslims are. And if you want an accurate one, a depiction that is a representative of the vast majority of Muslims, the vast majority of American Muslims, then look at the pictures that you see on the screen behind me. We are all Dia, we are all Yusr, and we are all Razan. They are our three winners. Not just for the Muslim community, not just for the American community, but for humanity. These three souls were taken from us far too soon. But their legacies, their contributions have ramifications that will echo far past their short time with us, their tragically short time with us. But know this, that their deaths are not in vain. Their lives and accomplishments are a challenge for each and every one of us to step up our game and carry this mentality of service. And for Muslims especially, to write a new chapter in our over 1400-year-old tradition that has preached for mercy. A tradition that still, where those are interested to become Orthodox Muslim scholars, even 1400 years later, they begin their journey of religious training by learning the same quote of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. And the quote is, "Have mercy on those on earth. Have mercy on those on earth, so that he who is in the heavens will have mercy on you." This is a faith of mercy. But we all know that that means nothing unless it's backed by action. Dia, Yusr, Razan knew this. They were inspired by their faith to act like this, to be a mercy for people, to elevate the downtrodden, to work hard for a better future, even though they were experiencing the same discrimination, the same moments of vulnerability as Muslims in America that many of us as Muslims experience on and off. Because these were brave souls. And they continued their work even in the face of all of this. And I'll end with this. I want to pose a question. What do you want to be remembered for? because these young men and women have done more for their community by being a mercy for everyone around them, by elevating those who need the most help. They have done more for their community than many of us Muslims and non-Muslims will do in our lifetime. And I can think of no greater honor for us as American people to honor the lives of these three by keeping their spirit alive. Dia, Yusr, and Razan, you make us proud to be Muslims. You make us proud to be Americans. They honor a rich legacy of American Muslims here. And that's right, a rich legacy of us in this country. And it's maybe fitting that it's Black History Month, and we remember the first Muslims that came over here, who came in chains. They were taken from their homelands. They came as slaves, and they built this nation, and they gave their lives for this nation. So for every person in history who has doubted the commitment of American Muslims for our nation, there's a Muslim African American slave that you must answer to. And if there's anyone today who still doubts our commitment, there's a Dia, there's a Yusr, and there's a Razan, and each and every one of us that you must answer to. We as American Muslims are proud of our faith. We are proud of our nation. Let us all work together for a better and prosperous future, so that Dia, Yusr, and Razan, wherever they are also proud of us. Thank you.